Hello, my name is Stephen Redman and welcome to another Pastor's Library. This is the channel where we talk about all things theological on the bookshelf, be it on a reading list for your bachelor's or master's degree or seminary course, or whether it's just something you've seen at the Christian bookshelf or on your pastor's bookshelf in his office or even in his home. But whatever it is, we're here to talk about it. Always remember to put requests on the comments column, and if we say something that you like, please give us a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe and click on the bell. That way you'll be amongst the first to know when we release another episode of Pastor's Library. So today I want to talk about a range of commentaries which I discovered by accident, really. Terence Fretheim has been one of my favourite authors in the last decade and a half. Personally has impacted my reading and my life quite a lot. And I discovered that he'd got a commentary out on Hosea to Mica, and I read it and I loved it and I thought it was great, but I didn't notice really that it was part of a series, daft as it sounds. I just thought it was something he'd done. It's amazing actually, isn't it, how you can read the contents of the book and ignore the cover. Well, that's what I did in this case. But it was then I discovered another book at the other end of the spectrum, Reading Revelation by Joseph Trafton. And I bought this just to look at it. And then I realised that looking at the covers and the titles, that actually these are very similar books and series. And so this one by Fretheim says at the top, reading the Old Testament, and this one by Trafton says reading the New Testament. So these are the Reading the New Testament, Reading the Old Testament series, and these are affordable, which is very good. In fact, some of them, I would say probably 2/3 of them, certainly half of them, are really affordable. I mean, you can pick up one of these for £15. There are some of them which tend to be the Gospels, although Job is one as well, where you're having to pay more like £25 sterling for a copy. But most of them, £13, £14, £15, and you've got them. So to my mind, these are very affordable, very easy to build a series of them. These are published by Smith and Helvis, and they are a really excellent range of commentaries. So what I like to say about these? Well, because I am a Fretheim fanboy, I'm always going to recommend this to you. He's an Old Testament theologian. He has a lot to say. And I found his insight on Amos very good. Obadiah, which is, to my mind, a book that's often overlooked. He's very good on Obadiah. Believe me, that is definitely a worthwhile purchase. Just looking at Revelation, Joseph Trafton has a lot to say. This is definitely a book that would help most people. I was slightly disappointed with his view of chapter 12. I think there's a pattern in chapter 12 which, to my mind, is an apocalyptic representation of the gospel. And I felt that he missed that. But this is definitely nothing to sniff at. It's a worthwhile commentary. And so are the others. It's interesting that Luke Timothy Johnson, who's a well-known Catholic commentator, has done the Reading Romans one. And I found this very interesting to read from a Catholic academic's perspective. Of course, most of the time you can read this without any consideration of what denomination someone is part of, which is the way it should be, because he is an academic and he produces an academic work. But this is a very accessible book, and frankly, I enjoyed that one immensely. Just two others I wanted to mention to you. Reading Mark by Sharon Dode is a really excellent entry book to the gospel. She actually has a great insight into the structure of the book and has a lot worth listening to. I think that's definitely a worthwhile edition. Charles Talbot has the Book of Acts, and I really found this a very interesting book to read. He draws on a great depth of reading and presents what he has in the usual manner. And I have to say that the bibliography at the back of this one I very much delved into. And whereas reading bibliographies is one of the best ways to find reading lists, I found things on this I didn't know existed. And so I would just say to you, as much as it seems an odd thing, I thought it was worthwhile for its bibliography. But with all of this series, the paperback, the well laid out, the fonts are clear, the print size is excellent. These are books that could be accessed by almost anyone. And these are certainly good for a pastor, certainly good for someone wanting to develop material for Bible studies and the such like. But these are also very quotable for essays and essay responses. So don't be like me and ignore a perfectly good range of commentaries, but do engage with them. I've got a couple more of these on order at the moment, and I'm hoping to get a lot of benefit from this series. And I'm sure that you will too. If this has been helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and also remember to subscribe. When you subscribe, it helps the algorithm. And if you want people to benefit from watching this series, then please subscribe, because it will help us spread the word, so to speak. But until next time, I'll leave you with a blessing and goodbye, and God bless.